name is Dave.
And I'm Dirk.
And today we're going to do Jubliee Hero Pack unboxing live. So I got my Hero Pack today. So we're going to open it up and take a look. Alright, so first of all, I'll remove the little safety steel sticker. Open the pack up, or attempt to anyways. There we go. Alright, if this is your first Hero Pack, one important thing to know is underneath the flap there is a poster and then like any rules for the pack. So first of all, take a look at, there's a poster of Jubliee.
Shiny.
And then we've got the rule booklet here. So Jubliee Hero Pack. So there's a new card type player side schemes which came out in Next Evolution's wave. Keyword Alliance, we've seen that before. This is where all players may help to pay for it. Piercing, of course, goes through Tufts. Team up, so you need to have the names, two characters. Victory X goes into the victory deposit. Jubliee comes in Justice. Enemies often misjudge Jubliee to their ruin, as she surprises them with her explosive plasmoid bursts, using different resource types to pay for Firecracker and Flash of Light to stun and confuse enemies, in addition to dealing damage and removing threat. Play and complete the shopping spree side scheme to find Jubilee's coat and Jubilee's sunglasses to boost her power level even higher.
The shopping spree?
Yep.
Okay.
With the she's a mole rat, right?
Okay, I got it.
With the Jubliee and basic cards, take advantage of the different resource types to unlock different and powerful abilities. Play multi-talented to deal damage, remove threat, and or heal damage depending on what combination of resources you spend. Spend as many different resources as you can to play 3 steps ahead to remove more threat from a scheme for each resource icon used.
All right, so she's definitely going to want to play around with the resource icons a little bit.
Oh, hey. Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Shiny.
All right, so we'll switch to this camera here. So we'll start with her basic ability.
All right, so Jubliee is, she has a recovery of 3. She is a mutant, mole rat, like you said, and has an action. She can search her deck for the shopping spree, play your side scheme. Ooh, it's a side scheme. And put it into play. Limit once per phase. Well, there's only going to be one of those, so I guess you can only do it once. It makes sense.
Yep. All right, and then we have her hero side, Jubliee. She's a 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense. X-Men, like totally.
Yeah, you got to say it like that every time.
No.
Yes.
Resource. Exhaust, Jubliee, generate a wild resource.
All right. And her signature ally is Wolvie. It is Logan here. Wolverine, he's a 4-cost ally. He thwarts for 1. He attacks for 2 with 2 for 3 with 2 consequential. That's what I said.
Uh-huh.
He is obviously he's an X-Men, and his attacks gain piercing. And as a response, after you change to alter ego, you can heal 3 damage from Wolverine. So they're still implementing his healing ability, but they kind of changed the way he does it a little bit with hers. It's kind of cool. I mean, it definitely is going to encourage you to flip back and forth.
Yeah. Okay. Then next, we've got the shopping spree.
I like the artwork on it.
We got a little blur here. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Okay. Shopping spree.
It's like me. It's got ADHD. It doesn't focus very well.
Yeah, it's being difficult. Threat cannot be removed from the scheme by heroes or allies. Alter ego action. Exhaust your identity. Remove 1 threat from here. Any player may trigger this ability. When defeated, the player who defeats this scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an item card and put it into play. And it's got a 2 threat threshold, and you notice it does not have the victory, so it goes in your discard pile and to be played over and over again. So you can help everyone get their items out.
So she can use that. So okay, that like I was kind of wondering. That felt like a little bit strange. I like it actually.
But if it's out, I guess you could flip down, exhaust to spin the first one, and then on the next turn you can get the item.
Speaking of items, here is Jubilee's coat. So it's a 2-cost upgrade. It gives her +1 thwart, and that as a hero response, thwart action, after you play a thwart event, exhaust Jubilee's coat and choose a scheme. Remove 1 threat from that scheme for each different resource type used to pay for that event. So it actually, she definitely feels like that she is less inclined to use some of the cost reduction cards.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she wants to pay for different resource types.
Yep.
Yeah. So the second item we got is a 2-cost upgrade, Jubilee's sunglasses. Jubilee gets +1 attack. Hero response attack. After you play an attack event, exhaust Jubilee's sunglasses and choose an enemy. Deal 1 damage to that enemy for each different resource type used to pay for that event.
Love the fact that it does not have to be the enemy that you attacked.
Exactly.
So,
All right.
Blinding Flash. Like I said, shiny. So it's 3-cost event, superpower. But do you really want to play Death Focus? I don't know. Choose X enemies, where X is the number of different resource types used to pay for this event. Stun and confuse each chosen enemy.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on, if you got a lot of minions out. But if you don't have a lot of minions and you got like a really annoying villain, then, Death Focus wouldn't be that bad.
So I'm wondering if she's got like double resources that have different types on them. If you were to pay for that with 4 different, I don't know, it's going to mix wild in with any of them.
All right.
But
well, here's a little trick to her kit that'll help answer your question. So we got 3 copies of Firecracker, 2-cost event, attack, superpower, hero action, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using 2 different resource types, stun that enemy. And you can see this is an energy, but the other 2 copies is mental and strength.
Right. Yeah. But that's not actually what I was referring to. I was referring to if she has like an actual resource card.
Maybe. We'll have to find out.
But yep.
All right.
All right. So now we have a 2-cost event called Flash of Light, superpower thwart, and as a hero action, remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid for the card using 2 different resource types, confuse the enemy. And again, just like with the last one, you've got 3 different iterations of this, one with each resource type.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Black Panther's Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
All right, so then we have the grand finale. All fireworks shows have to have a grand finale. It's a 3-cost event, attack, superpower, attack. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. For each different resource type you use to pay for this card, choose an enemy and deal 2 damage to it.
Okay. This is kind of, okay, so this is what I was talking about here. So her plasmoid energies. So she has, it looks like 3 of them, and each of them has a different combination of the 3 resources, primary resource types. So there is nothing that combines the wild. So you would not be able to do a 4 if you did it this way.
Well, but she does have her first 5 cards are all wild, so she's got quite a bit of
right.
wild.
You'd be able to play, but I mean, no. What I was talking about is if any of these had a wild on there with it, you'd be able to pay like an energy, a fight, a mental, and a wild. But I don't.
Well, you have
see
to
how
have
that would
a
work.
4-cost card, and you can exhaust her to generate a wild.
Right.
So you could get all 4 if you did it right, I guess.
Well, that's what. But yeah.
All right, so she comes in Justice. So we have an ally here. Chamber, 4-cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack with a star. Psionic X-Men, 3 hit points. Chamber takes -1 consequential damage after he attacks a confused enemy.
And she definitely likes to confuse. Because her lights will definitely cause it. All right, we have a 4-cost ally. It's Husk, and Husk is an X-Men, and she's a 2 thwart, 2 attack with 3 damage or 3 health. But when she uses a basic power, spend up to 3 resources, and then if you spent at least 1 energy, she gets +1 power for the use. If you used at least 1 mental, she heals 1 damage from her. And if she uses strength, ready her after the use.
All right. Then we got 3 copies of an upgrade here called Disguise. It's a 1-cost upgrade. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Exhaust Disguise and your identity. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. And it's not a hero action, so you technically can do it when you're alter ego.
Okay.
So
I'm liking where they're going with this. You know, because unfortunately that deck that I built that in is not a Justice deck, but oh, hey, wait a minute. This is, oh, what is his name? What is his name? What is his name? Oh, shoot. I can't remember this guy's name. Warlock, yeah, this is Warlock. So that's what I said. There's a 3-cost event, Waylay. It's an attack and hero response after hero thwarts. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. 7 damage instead if the thwart removed the last threat from a scheme. Oh, nice.
All right. And looks like a really good one for Jubilee. It's a 3-cost event called 3 Steps Ahead. For each different resource type you spent, you use to pay for this card, choose a scheme and remove 2 threat from it. So it's kind of like a multitasking plus.
Okay.
And it's got another site scheme.
No, another one. Oh, it's Gen X. And this one does have a victory. It costs 0 to put in play. It's got 3 per player threshold, but each X-Men character gets +1 thwart while making a basic thwart against this scheme. So it does have to be basics that they get the +1 on, but each player may when defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for an identity-specific event and add it to their hand. Okay.
All right. And then we got 2 copies of Power of Justice with the new X-Men art. We've seen this before, but the Power of Justice, max 2 per deck, double the number of resources this card generates while paying for a Justice yellow card.
All right, now onto the basic cards that come in her deck. We've got Sync here. So Sync, Everett Thomas is a 3-cost ally. He thwarts for 1, he attacks for 1. He's an X-Men, he's got 3 health. Play only if your identity has the X-Men trait. When you use as an interrupt, when you use a basic power, exhaust Sync to get +1 to that power for this use. I do like how they're doing this whole add a power instead of specifying whether it's a specific one. I like the way that they're kind of leaving it a little bit more open now.
Yeah, because you can do that during the villain phase when you defend.
Yep.
All right, then no teenager is complete without a cell phone. It's a 2-cost basic upgrade, uses 3 charge counters, action exhaust cell phone, remove 1 charge counter from here, and choose a player. That player makes a basic attack or thwart with a character they control. That character gets +1 thwart and +1 attack for this use.
Okay, so I'm not sure I get the thwart part of that, but the attack part, I mean, like if you were to take my cell phone, my daughter's cell phone away from her, yeah, that'd be dangerous. So I could see that.
Yeah, but maybe you're calling in the thwarting. It's like, yo, you take care of this.
Yeah. Okay, and so now we have some additional copies of X-Gene. I think this only came out in the campaign before, right?
No, Rogue.
Oh, was it Rogue?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you don't have to buy Rogue. If you don't have Rogue or whatever, but you still want them, you can get them here. But so yeah, we've seen this one before. But yeah, X-Gene 1-cost upgrade. You can only play it one if you have the mutant trait, 1 per player maximum. But you can exhaust it to generate a wild resource for an identity-specific event.
All right. Then Jubilee is also multi-talented. 3-cost event, attack thwart, hero action, attack thwart. If you paid for this event using at least 1 strength, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Mental, remove 2 threat from a scheme. And energy, heal 2 damage from your identity.
Oh, and Gamora's got a new toy there now.
Right, so she got Sense of Justice and Martial Prowess. We'll almost pay for it right there.
Yep. All right, so now we have her team up card. So she teams up with Wolverine, max 1 per deck, but it's a 2-cost event, unlikely duo. As a hero action, she can attack, or you can attack, confuse an enemy, deal 4 damage to a confused enemy.
Nice.
So you get to automatically confuse them and then deal the damage to them. I like it.
Okay, her obligation is she's grounded. Give to the Jubilation League player. As an additional cost to change to hero form during your turn, you must spend 2 resources of the same type. When revealed, you are changed to alter ego, and the response is after you play a Jubilee event, remove this card from the game.
Okay.
So you will have to probably pay the resources because all the Jubilee events, I believe, are hero actions. So you are paying an extra 2 resources to come back to hero form.
Okay. And then, as part of her Nemesis set, her Nemesis is Nanny, which is a minion, and it's a 2 scheme, 1 attack, 4 health. Mutant that comes in with toughness, and has a forced response after Nanny attacks you. If you control 1 or more allies, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for 1 copy of Lost Child and reveal it. So we will find out what that is soon, I'm guessing.
All right, we got Naughty Children as a side scheme. When revealed, place 1 threat here for each different resource type on cards in your hand. And it's a crisis. And it's a 2 threshold.
Ooh. I don't like it. All right, so we've got the battle suit. It's an attachment. Gives the attached person, creature, whatever. We'll get to it in a second.
Minion.
Plus 1 attack. Is it minion? Attached to a minion with the fewest remaining hit points. Yep, minion. That's what I said. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. Attached minion gets plus 3 hit points and gains the aerial trait. So do we? Yeah, well, I guess we do have some stuff that deals with minions having traits like that.
All right, then we have 2 copies of Lost Child. This is the one that you grab. It's armor. It's a -1 scheme. Treat attached ally as a regressed minion with a blank text box. Attached minion scheme is equal to its printed thwart and does not take consequential damage. Attached to the when revealed, attached to the ally with the highest cost without a Lost Child attached. Attached ally engages its controller. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. So it's like we've seen like these possessed and stuff before, but this is like they get a -1 scheme at least.
It's a variant of it, yeah.
Yeah, they've been regressed to a child. That's what Nanny does.
Okay.
Then we've got
A stop card.
Yep. The remaining cards are not part of Jubilee's pre-built deck. The player cards before this divider compose pre-built deck. There is a deck list on the reverse side. This card after this divider can be used. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. So this is her deck. So when you want to rebuild the starter deck, there you go. All right. Now let's look at cards that are not part of her kit.
All right, so we have 3 copies of Mutant Mayhem. It's a 3-cost event. It's an alliance card. Let's see. As a hero action, choose an X-Force ally and an X-Men ally and return them to their owner's hands. Those players play those allies, ignoring their resource costs. So that will allow you to replay something like Maria and some other card that gives you some kind of interplay ability.
Except for Maria's not X-Force or X-Men.
She could be.
No.
Yeah, she could. You could put honoraries on her.
Yeah, okay. And then you play those. Yeah, okay. I guess you could do it that way.
I might actually have a reason to play the honoraries a little bit more often now.
All right, and that was in leadership. So this is a protection card. 2-cost event alliance. When any amount of threat would be placed on the main scheme, exhaust an X-Force character and an X-Men character. Prevent that threat and give each of those characters a tough status card.
Right. I really kind of wish this was called to protect and serve, or to serve and protect or something. You know, just because you hear that on so many shows, I just like that statement that way. All right, and then what we have, is it the same?
Oh, this
art?
is, yeah.
This is the Unlikely Duo? Is it the same?
Yeah,
art?
it's the same card. So this
okay,
is
so this is the one, so you've got one for Wolverine
yeah,
as
you
well.
can put this one in Wolverine's deck.
Okay.
All right, and then it comes with an encounter set.
Yeah, I love that they're bringing these encounter sets out.
And we have Arcade here, who's 2 scheme, 2 attack, 3 hit points, an assassin. Arcade cannot take damage while a trap side scheme is in play. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a trap side scheme is discarded and reveal it. And it's got 3 boost icons.
Okay, so I guess the bad thing about that is there's not a whole lot of traps out, so that means you're probably milling the deck.
Well, let's find out. So here's a trap right here. You wanna read
It's
it?
a trap! Welcome to Murder World. I love the name of this thing. It is a side scheme. It's got a hinder 1, and it comes in with 2. So it comes in 2 plus 1 additional for each player. But when defeated, the player who defeated this side scheme takes 2 damage. And it has a... Hold on. Wait. Yeah, it's got one of those. Hazard. That's what it's at.
And here's another trap side scheme. So the Nemesis set has more than one side scheme. Arcade's Funhouse.
I wonder if it's probably all side schemes then.
Hinder 1 has a 2 threshold. When defeated, the player who defeats the side scheme is stunned. If they were already stunned, they discard an ally or upgrade they could.
Oh, nasty!
And that is got amplify. Now, what I want to know is, since there's more than one player side scheme when Shadows of the Past comes out, is it a random one that comes out? Because it says put your player side scheme in. Or put your Nemesis side scheme in. But there's more than one. There's 3.
Oh, I wonder, do they have rules for that?
Yeah.
My guess is you probably pick one randomly.
Yeah.
Until I see a ruling on it, that's what I would say. So Hall of Mirrors. And this one is, it costs 2 with a hinder of 1. Oh, they all 3 have that. Okay. And this one has a... Oh, you said this a while ago. Yeah, that thing. When defeated...
This is a real crisis for you, isn't it?
Yes, that's it. Crisis. The player who defeated this side scheme is confused. See, that's because I defeated this side scheme. But
I think the side scheme defeated you.
If they were already confused, place 2 threat on the main scheme or on the side scheme. Wait, hold on. There's 2 threat.
All right. And it's all an elaborate trap with sharks with freaking laser beams coming out of their heads.
But nobody's jumping the sharks, though.
No, because this is like
the wrong shark.
Dr. Evil. When revealed, resolve the when defeated ability on each trap side scheme as if you defeated it. If no abilities were resolved this way, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a trap side scheme is discarded.
Oh, nasty.
And reveal it.
Oh, that's just nasty.
Okay, so that was the Jubilee Hero Pack. I'm looking forward to trying it out. We'll hopefully get a game in today. Dirk and I like to each play the precons at least once before we break it apart.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, we don't care. We just want to play them, just kind of see what they're built on, give us an idea of what they do, and the way they were intended. But then, then we'll break it apart after that. But yeah,
all right.
This one looks really interesting and fun. I'm really looking forward to the
These are your words.
This thing.
Arcade?
Yeah.
The arcade encounter set?
Encounter set, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
I didn't get a lot of sleep the last couple of nights, guys. Sorry.
That's his excuse for today, anyways. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe. We can't get the thumb.
There we go.
Up.